Hi, this is Janet Wakeland with RemarkablyCreated.com and the Remarkable Stampers. In today's edition of My Digital Studio Monday, we're going to look at some quick tips for creating DIY banners. You're seeing a lot of DIY banners, especially on places like Pinterest, or if you've been going to weddings and showers and other celebrations, you may have been seeing some of these banners. You may see really sweet little ring bearers or flower girls carrying a banner down the aisle. You may see a banner that is adorning the cake table or the dessert table. You may see banners as part of the overall decoration scheme. With your own personal printer and with some heavier weight cardstock, creating your own banner can be really fun, really easy, and a great way to personalize an event. And with My Digital Studio now at just $19.95, My Digital Studio is definitely a tool for creating your own personalized banners. And then when you shake it up just a little bit with Stampin' Up's tools such as Big Shot and their beautiful designer series paper, oh my gosh, the most amazing things are possible. So let's look at some custom tips. I personally like to work with either the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card size from Stampin' Up, or I like to work with a custom size of 4 by 6. I like to work with 4 by 6 because Stampin' Up's 12 by 12 paper is then easily cut into 4 by 6 pieces with no waste or no scraps that I have to file or deal with or hoard because I know that I'm going to do something wonderful with them. So under New Project, Custom Size, you can simply make sure that your units are inches and type in the finished size. Maybe you want a very large banner and you're going to be working with 8 1/2 by 11, or you're going to be working with 5 by 7, or maybe you're even doing a square banner of 6 by 6, 7 by 7, 8 by 8, maybe even 12 by 12 if you have a large format printer. So creating a custom size is definitely one way to work with your banner. Another way is that you can also work with cards and tags, so you can simply pick a size based on here, 5 by 7, 4 1/4, things like that. You can also work with your photo books. This is where you're going to find your 8 1/2 by 11, landscaped and portrait, and your 12 by 12 sizes. Okay, so again, either picking a custom size or starting with a template that Stampin' Up has is going to be a great way to work with. So let's go ahead and let's look at the template that I have up on the screen. On my blog today, www.remarkablycreated.com, you're going to see two posts that use different elements of, or two different banners that use elements of My Digital Studio. The Mr. and Mrs. banner, that is almost all My Digital Studio with just two little pieces or flowers on either end created with Big Shots. And then the other banner, the Mom banner, that is almost all Stampin' Up paper and Big Shot dies with the letters MOM, Mom, created in My Digital Studio. So let's first look at Mr. and Mrs. And I have a blank page here, and we're going to start first with our punches. And let's come here under Extras, and the one that I'm working with, let's hit that little plus sign, is called Valentine's Love. This is a great download that is a wonderful addition to your My Digital Studio collection. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to make sure that I can fill that in the whole way across with my punch. And next I want to fill it in with paper, and I'm going to be working with the Follow Your Bliss, another digital download that you can add to your collection, and more specifically the dots is what I want to work with. And now I want to start to add my alphabet. And we're going to be working with another download called Letter It. And let's just find it right here. Because I wanted something that was bold and that would stand up against the background of a designer piece of paper. And I'm just going to adjust it to the size that I want it to be on the banner. And because it is a stamp, I'm going to be able to change the color. So I picked Calypso Coral because it matches one of the dots. Now maybe you don't know the names of Stampin' Up's colors or the colors in the paper. Then simply what you want to use is our Match Color tool. And I can go ahead and I can pick out something from the paper, and I can match it without ever having to worry about knowing the name of the colors that Stampin' Up carries. In addition, it's going to allow me to custom match designer papers that I may have entered into My Digital Studio from other companies, or maybe from a photo or something else like that, because My Digital Studio does work with other digital downloads, and of course you can always add photos and things that you want to custom match. Now I want that A to pop. I don't want it to have the dots of the designer series paper, so I'm going to come back to my punches. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to find my basic punches and my square in particular. And I'm going to add that here to the screen. And then I'm simply going to expand it so that it's a rectangle. And I'm just going to kind of start to adjust it just a little bit until the entire letter is covered. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill it. And in this case, I'm going to choose a solid gray. And then I'm going to send it backwards. And now you can see that that A just pops. And here you can see on the bottom that I did Mr. and Mrs. that exact same way, and all in Calypso Coral. Now another option that you have with working with banners is simply to cut the letters out. Many times you don't have a die cut die that's the letter that you want, or you don't have a stamp that's the size of the letter that you want. So instead, you're going to use My Digital Studio to create just the letters, and then you can cut them out and add them to the beautiful paper and elements that you're working with to create that banner for your special occasion. So in this case, I worked with the Morning Post alphabet. And let's just go ahead and find that here under our alphabets, Morning Post. I love this because I love the scripts across it. And I brought the M in, and because it's a stamp, I can change the colors. I can also color match it if I'm doing some custom work and I want it to be matching something specific to the baby shower or the wedding stationery, the bride's colors and things like that. Now when I want to create the next couple letters, obviously if it's a similar letter, I just insert duplicate and I'll have the exact same size, but I wanted my O to be the same size as the M. So what I want to do is I want to move my letter, my box up here into the corner, and I can see that was 400 by 300. And so what I'm going to do when I move the next letter in, and let's just bring this V in for just a second, is I'm going to put it up here in the corner, and then I'm going to expand it. Oops. Let's undo that for just a second. Let's grab the corner the right way. And I'm going to expand it till it's approximately that same size so that I have it, okay? And then I can move it down into place. You can see that I have a little banner here. And I'm going to make it the color that I want it to be. And then I'll have it to print and cut. Now, a couple of different things with printing. If you want to maintain the exact size of what you created, you can print direct from My Digital Studio. I'm going to say no to changing, saving that. And you can see here that the image size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. You can also custom size. If you didn't custom size in the beginning, you can custom size right here at this moment. Okay? You can select the pages that you want it to print and tell it to print all of them, and it will print for you. For me personally, one of the things that I am blessed with is I have an Epson printer, and it's a wonderful printer to work with. And now when I select all of these and I go to hit print, with my Epson printer, it's going to give me these different template sizes. And when I hit 4 by 6, you're going to see that it's going to print my O and my M. This shaded area may or may not print depending on your computer. Mine happens to print this shaded area, but I simply then just take my scissors and I cut the O out, as you saw on the banner on my blog today. So I'm going to hit print, and it's going to print 6 pages because it's printing everything that I told it to print. I could adjust that to 5 by 7. I could make it a simple 8 by 10. I can make it a full page. I could make my banner a lot smaller, tiny little mini one, which would be kind of cute for cake bunting or something like that. I could even do contact sheet, something really, really tiny. And the contact sheet is a really great size for your cake buntings or for your cupcake toppers and things like that. So hopefully you've learned a few little tips about using My Digital Studio and you're inspired to try it out. Don't forget that Stampin' Up! Recently lowered the price of My Digital Studio from $79.95 to $19.95. And yes, you heard that right. That is more than 50% lower in price with all of the same great features that you know from our resource center to our photo editing to our color matching palettes, all of the tools that you know, and over $500 in downloads. And again, visit www.remarkablycreated.com for all of your shopping needs for My Digital Studio, more video tutorials, and just lots of inspiration with My Digital Studio. It is a program that I absolutely love. Digital crafting is not a whole nother hobby. It is simply just another tool in your crafting closet that you have to work with. So I hope that you have an awesome week, and thank you for stopping by my Digital Studio Monday. Take care, and God bless.